praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, double honors to the apostles, elders of GMS, and shalom to all elect brothers, man. Today we're gonna go through the book of Exodus, the 12th chapter. We're gonna do a deep breakdown. Gonna be like a surface breakdown. Go this right here, man. Exodus, the 12th chapter. It's a chapter we read every year at the Passover, man. Every couple of seeing a couple of weeks in the Passover. We're gonna do we're gonna go too deep with a breakdown. We're gonna do like a basic breakdown on Exodus, the 12th chapter, man. But we in that time of the Passover, so it's really right here.
This is Exodus chapter 12, verse 1.
Go ahead.
And it says, And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying,
If you don't know who Moses and Aaron is, man, Moses and Aaron, man, was two Levites, man. Because back then, during the first five book of Moses, man, the only priest it was, man, was a Levite. So Moses spoke to Aaron, to Moses and Aaron, man, and it was brothers. But back then, man, Moses spoke to two men, and those two men was who? Levite, and it was priests, and it was Moses was a prophet, man. And at that time, they was in the land of Egypt. So Moses spoke unto them, man.
It says, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
Yes, they don't say January, as I told the brother earlier on, I was doing the pre-show. The pre-breakdown, don't say January, February, or March, or April. They say month 1, month 2, month 3. So this month, man, it's the first month, man. Read it again, brother, from 12 and 2.
It says, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
Yeah, the beginning of the month is what? That's the first month of the year, man. Like so-called January. The year don't start in the effing cold, man. It starts in the springtime. When the fruit when the rain start falling, when the fruits start growing, your livestock start going hard. Different vegetables, man. That's not the dead of winter, man.
Yeah. When everything is about to be new.
Yeah, because dead of winter, bro, everything is dead. You
Yeah.
can't grow nothing in the cold, man. It's impossible to grow something in the cold.
It says, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
So it's 12 month, man, and this month is gonna be the head month. What's the head month? The head month is the new year. Keep going,
It says, Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying,
all the tribes of Israel, man. All the northern tribes, all the southern tribes, man. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Issachar, Gad, all the tribes, man.
It says, saying, In the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb,
The 10th day of this month, keep going up.
according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house.
Okay, so how many people is in your house? You're gonna take that manner of lamb, man. Keep going up.
It says, And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his.
Yeah, if you got a small household, your wife and a kid, or you're gonna take what because the Lord want, as I said, brought everything, man. The Most High, man, He covers everything, man. But some houses is too big and some houses is too small.
It says, And his neighbor next unto his house, take it according to the number of the souls.
So your neighbor might have extra slaves, extra his family might be in town. So back then, man, where did we? Back then we had our first Passover away in the land of Egypt. Afterwards, we had a Passover away in Jerusalem.
It says, Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb.
So whatever, what chapter you read, bro? What you read, brother?
4.
So whatever, how much you think you could eat, that's what the Lord is gonna give you, man. If you can't eat more than that, ask for a little. If you eat more, the Lord is gonna cover you. But some people could eat more than some people, so the Lord cover everything, man.
It says, Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year.
Back then, the lamb had to be without blemish, man, a male of the first year. So right now, as I told the brother early on, we cannot find a lamb. It's impossible to find a lamb without blemish. Cause right now we in captivity, man. We ain't got our own livestock. We don't have our own farms. We don't. So we in captivity, right? If you don't believe it, man, we are still in slavery here, man. Under who? the so-called white man, Esau. So we can't keep the Passover, man, perfect. We're gonna rehearse the righteous act, man. All you guys say, man, how do you know that the lamb got blemish? It got blemish.
Yeah.
How do you know the lamb is a male or a female? How do you know that the lamb been more there for more than 3 days?
Yeah.
Because we are rehearsing the righteous act, man.
Yeah, because you know we gotta go to our enemies for want of all things, man. You know, so we don't know what's going on with the lamb. But we rehearsing the righteous acts to the best of our ability. All right. It says, "Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year."
A male of the first year, a 1-year-old lamb of the first year.
It says, "Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats."
So you gotta remove that lamb, man, out of the sheep or out of the goats. Back then, man, you had your lamb grazing with the sheep or grazing with the goat. Eating with the goat, so you with the sheep, so you gotta remove it from you gotta remove it, man. And it gotta be a male. That's why the Most High go for who? The firstborn male. You don't go behind the female. Cause the male is more important.
Yep. It says, "And ye shall keep it. Ye shall keep it." So like it, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
You see, the 14th day of the same month, man. That's half of the month.
It says, "And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses."
The Most High is talking to Moses, man, and his brother Aaron, what to tell the tribe of Israel, man, the nation of Israel. And you shall take the blood, man, and strike it upon the 2 side posts. That's on your door. Because back then, we can't do this right now.
Yep.
We don't do blood sacrifices no more. Okay, Yahushua was the last blood sacrifice, and Yahushua represent, man, the blood of the disciples to this very day. So for the fall Passover, Yahushua is still representing to this very day, man. Because it's 2019, he is our blood sacrifice, man, up to this very day.
It says, "Wherein they shall eat it."
You think if you got a house, brother, and your neighbor see you doing it?
You look crazy, man. I was just thinking that.
Oh yeah, I think the apostles said that, man. If you see, they're gonna say animal cruelty, man. What's they do? Voodoo, witchcraft,
Oh, look at you. I was literally just thinking that. That's the spirit. It says, "And they shall eat the flesh in the night, roast with fire and unleavened bread."
Yeah, so and they shall eat the flesh, man, in the nighttime. That's why when you keep the Passover, when do we keep the Passover? When the sun goes down. When the sun goes down, you gotta keep the Passover. That's when the night don't start at 8 o'clock, man, or 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. The night starts when the sun goes down, man. That's when the new day starts.
It says, "And with bitter herbs they shall eat it."
That's why we eat the bitter herbs, man. Horseradish herbs. That's a bitter. There's different types of bitter herbs, but we choose to eat horseradish root, man. She's bitter as hell, so we gotta eat it.
It says, "Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water."
Eat not of it raw, man. Or something with water, man. So you ain't supposed to be eating the raw lamb, man.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure it's big. It's roast, man. You gotta roast it.
It says, "But roast with fire his head with his legs and with the purtenance thereof."
So you gotta roast the legs. You gotta roast everything, man, over that fire, man. Because the Most High, I tell the brother early on, he cover everything, man. Most High telling you how to cook the lamb, man, perfectly.
Yeah.
Perfectly, man. It ain't gonna burn, or it ain't gonna be half red inside, man. Like Esau like it, man. On cook.
It says, "And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire."
It's also for the apostles or the brothers, whatever country or state you keep your Passover, man. That's why you gotta eat that lamb that night. If you make too much lamb, then you're supposed to make, you gotta throw it up, man. Yeah. Most ain't gonna be hard on you. The Most High know where your heart is, man. You gotta throw them damn up.
And that's what we were talking about earlier, man. Ain't no leftovers like Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah, Thanksgiving leftovers. Doggy bag. There's no doggy bag, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It says, "And thus shall ye eat with your loins girded."
Yeah, so your loins gotta be girded, man. You gotta keep that belt on your waist.
Yep. Your shoes on your feet.
You gotta keep your shoes on your feet. Your shoes are on your feet. You're supposed to be barefooted, man, at the Passover.
and your staff in your hand.
Get our staff in the hand. But right now we don't carry no staff, man. Because the apostles and the elders, they used to carry stuff back in the days when they go to camp.
Yeah.
Let's say every week, man, they used to be getting a fight and stuff. So they stopped walking with the staff. That's why they don't carry the staff no more. Because it makes no sense.
Yeah. It says, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
You gotta eat in haste, man. Haste. You gotta eat in haste, man. Well, I told the brother earlier on, man, Mosai wasn't playing, man. He was jacking up Egypt, man, that day. So,
yeah. It says, for I will pass through the land of Egypt.
That's why the apostle don't allow woman of the Passover, man. Too many women of the Passover, brother. They're gonna come with these fancy ass dresses. When all eyes will be on them, we'll be taking selfies.
Yeah.
They were eating land with a fork and a knife.
Yeah.
And drinking wine. The wine glass.
No, this Passover, we're in the mood, man. That's why the Lord said, you gotta have your shoes on, your loins girded.
You think these bitches gonna be eating bitter herbs for the hell?
Yeah.
No.
You know?
What the hell is this shit this nasty? That's what they gonna say.
You know? It says, you know, these bitches be walking with hot sauce in their purse and shit.
Yeah.
It says,
heels on.
It says, for I will pass through the land this night, I will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast.
The Most High said that, man, for a pass through the land of Egypt, man, this night, this Passover night. Because right now, man, we're at the land of Egypt right now. Here, America is the new Egypt, man. So one of these days, man, there was going to be a new Passover, man. And nuclear missiles and what? The chariots delivering who? The elect of Israel, man. Because back then, man, the Most High lived for all Israel, man. No, he didn't do with his elect, man. He didn't do with damn about these 2/3 niggas, man, and spicks.
Yeah.
So the Lord's going to survive both man and beast.
And against all the gods of Egypt, I will execute judgment.
Egypt got hundreds of gods, brothers. The Most High bring that judgment upon all these false gods, man. Upon Egypt, man. The Most High is a man of judgment.
It says, I am the Lord.
Yahweh. I am Yahweh, man.
It says, and the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are.
So we don't do this. I told the brother earlier on, you don't do blood sacrifices no more. In the kingdom of heaven, we're still ain't gonna be doing the blood sacrifices no more. We ain't gonna be sinning no more. And so we ain't gonna be perfect.
Yep. It says, and when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you.
I told the brother earlier on, going through the scriptures, man. The Lord give Israel, man, direction, man. The one that want to hurt. God showed back then, it ain't in the scriptures, because Israelites was bucking up against Moses, man. And his brother Aaron, man. How the Moses gonna talk to you, man? And tell us to put blood on our posts. Keep it have a lamb, eat in haste. They didn't believe it. I know they didn't believe it. Moses, man. Read it again, brother. 12 and 13.
It says, you may start from 12?
Yeah.
It says, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt.
Firstborn males, man. In the land of all the many people back then was in the land of Egypt back then. So a couple of millions, man. So most like even different Egyptians in the land of Egypt, those different nations, man, under Egyptians, man, as slaves.
Yeah.
And the most slave nation they had was who? Israel. Oh, we became a nation, man, Israel. But this is a time, man, for the Most High to bring fear onto Pharaoh, man, that night. So he killed Pharaoh firstborn, he killed all Pharaoh firstborn beasts, man, and he destroyed all their gods in one night.
It says, both man and beast.
Yeah, both man and beast.
And against all the gods of Egypt, I will execute judgment. I am Yahweh. It says, and the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are.
That blood is a token, man. That blood is a gift. That blood is a protection upon the houses where you are.
It says, and when I see the blood, I will pass over you.
Apparitions, man. The Most High, because once again, the Most High control the spirits on the left hand side and the spirits on the right hand side. So the Most High use those spirits, man, on the left hand side, man, to destroy you Egyptians, man. And you hard-headed niggas and spirits back there.
It says, And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt.
Because they say you have your firstborn son, brother. You buck up. You buck up against Moses and his brother Aaron. Think you know everything. The Most High ain't talking to Israel. The Most High ain't talking to Moses to Israel. Most High destroy your sons, so, man, with the Israelites, with the Egyptians, so, man. And all your livestock, man. The firstborn of your livestock.
It was a scary day.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother.
And it says, and this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations.
On the first Passover, when Moses and Aaron to 2019, man, you're still keeping the Passover. You're still going to keep the Passover, man, in the kingdom of heaven, too.
That's right. And it says, and ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever.
Because this is a commandment by the Lord, by the Most High.
It says, 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses.
For 7 days, man, you shall eat unleavened bread. You know why? Because back then, you put the leaven in the bread, man, you got to wait for the bread to rise, and you got to bake it. But back then, you eat unleavened bread, you got to put no yeast in it, man.
Yeah.
So that's why it's the rice be making these flat unleavened bread.
Yeah,
so, yeah, and the hard shell tacos, man. So that'll go back to Israel, man.
That's right.
So if you live in a house or you're sharing with somebody, your family, and they got leaven in their house, you gotta leave it, man. Cause we are not in our kingdom right now, man. Can't be fighting it with that because most know where your heart is, man.
It says, for whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
That soul shall be put. That soul, man, shall be put to death, man. They gonna see the Holy Land, man. When you feast hearken unto the Lord through His prophet Moses gonna cut you off, man, for being hard-headed.
And it says, and in the first day there shall be an holy convocation, and in the 7th day there shall be an holy convocation to you.
The first day of the year, first day of the year, the first day of the month shall be a holy convocation unto you. What's that first day? That first Passover.
Yep.
The first Sabbath and the Passover. And what's the 7th day? The 7th day is what? The 7th day is after that first day.
Yep.
Keep going on.
It says, no manner of work shall be done in them.
And after the first day, the 7th day, you could stop eating unleavened bread because the feast of unleavened bread is over after the 7th day.
It says, no manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you.
We can't do no work, but we gotta work right now. We in Israel, we in so-called captivity right now here in Egypt. This is America.
Yeah.
Some brothers in different countries, different states, different parts of the four corners of the earth. Man, you gotta work.
And it says, and ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this self same day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt.
That's why Most High say, as long as we could keep, bro, in captivity, you ain't gonna eat unleavened bread. If you know if you're new, Paul say, if you know in the truth, you gotta eat unleavened bread because you know in the truth. But if you old man in the truth, man, you gotta do what the Lord said, man.
Right.
You gotta keep the Passover, and you gotta keep the days of unleavened bread, man, the feast of unleavened bread, which is only 7 days. It ain't like a month or 2 months. It's only 7 days.
Really?
You still I guess millions of stuff, man, thousands of stuff you can eat, man, with all unleavened.
Yeah, that's right.
Gotta be disciplined too, man. So
it says, therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever.
We still keeping those generations is like 40 years. So if our father was supposed, or grandfather was supposed to teach us to keep the feast of unleavened bread, our father, you gotta teach our children, man, to keep the feast of unleavened bread, but we can't do it right now.
It says, in the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even.
Yeah, so Most High telling you, man, when you could start eating on unleavened bread, man. That's 3 weeks. That's 1 and 20 a day is what, the 21st day. That's 3 weeks. Wow.
It says, 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses.
Yeah, 7 days, man, there shall be no yeast, man. Yeast falling in your houses.
It says, for whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel.
Mosai brought that judgment, man. Because back then, Mosai brought that switch judgment, man. During the time of when he was in Egypt, man, he's about to leave Egypt, and when he was in the wilderness, the Mosai bring that swift judgment, man. The Mosai, once again, man, the Mosai, he loved Moses, man. But he bring that swift judgment against Moses, man. Moses never saw the land of Israel. He never put a foot in the land of Israel. He saw it, but he never put a foot in the land of Israel, man.
It says, whether he be a stranger or born in the land, ye shall eat nothing leavened.
So whether it be a stranger, it's talking about an Israelite, or born in the land, that born in when the Mosai puts in the land, man. Because back then the Mosai didn't put us in the land yet. So the Mosai was talking about it in the future.
Yeah.
And he put us in our land. That's our land. The land of Israel, man. The Mosai give it to who? Us. But we broke his laws, statutes, and commandments, man. So we are scattered through the four corners of the earth now. And you got these heathens, man, dwelling in our land. You got these Hamites, these Amalekites, man, these false Christians, these Palestinians, man, these Arabs, these false Christians, man, these false Jews. They are in our land right now.
Yeah.
Most they're gonna take them on that land, man, very soon.
It says, ye shall eat nothing leavened. In all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread.
Mosai, because the Mosai keep repeating himself, man. Don't eat anything leavened, man.
Yeah. And a few times, right?
Oh.
It says, then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them,
all the elders, man. Because back then they had each tribe, man. There was 12 tribes, and each tribe, man, they had elders.
Yeah.
So he called for the elders, man. And the elders gotta pass it on, man, to his whole nation.
It says, draw out and take your lamb according to your families and kill the Passover. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop.
The word Passover means it's being Pesach in the Hebrew.
It says, and ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with blood that is in the basin.
So right now the Mosai is talking to Moses, man. So Moses is directing, man, telling the people, man, the elders of Israel, how to prepare, man, for the Passover. So he's instructing them right here how to prepare and how to protect your house, man.
It says, and none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning.
Yeah, so you hit, man, you order them, man. None of you, man, shall go out to the house until the morning. Well, back then, man, when those apparitions was passing, the Egyptian was screaming, man. The firstborn is being put to death. Was right now, man. I tell that brother earlier, man. I saw that Israelites, man, was disobey what Moses said, man. They weren't told in the nighttime, man, to see what's going on. These nosy ass northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, man, especially these women, looking to see what's going on, man. Looking to see who's being put to death. But at the same time, man, you put your whole family in danger just because of going outside. Then the Mosai gonna spare you and spare the people in your house. You're gonna destroy your whole house, man. The Mosai, but once again, man, the Mosai let go those angels, man. Those angels do their job, man. They can't turn them back.
Yep.
If your house got the blood with a hyssop strike on the two lintel posts, it's gonna pass. They're gonna protect. They're gonna pass by, man. Gonna do nothing to you. But if you disturb that, man, they're gonna jack you up, man. Your whole house.
It's going to be put to death. It says, for the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians, and when he see the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you.
The destroyer, who? That angel, man. The Mosai killed, smite a lot of Egyptians, man, that night. That's why all these different nations, man, they know about what the Mosai did, brother, in Egypt. That's why they know that the Mosai did this, man. all these nations, man. No, don't mess with this. Don't mess with Israel, man.
Yeah.
But they protected by the Father, man. Or spiritual Father was who? The Most High, Yahweh.
It says, "And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to do to thee and to thy sons forever."
Yes, this is an everlasting law, everlasting commandment, everlasting statute, man. And the Most High gave to who? The nation of Israel.
That's right. And it says, "And it shall come to pass when ye be come to the land which the Lord will give you."
The Most High is a man that he kind of loved, man. So back in Egypt, man, he made a promise to us, man. I'm going to put you in your own land. What's that land? The land of Israel. I saw back then, man, you got Israelites bucking up. We went to this very day and go and tell these people, man, the Most High preparing their houses for us, man. And alter atmosphere, man. And these different planets, man. We think gonna be the future ruler of the earth. It's the kingdom of heaven. They don't believe us.
They look at you like you crazy if you say something like that, man. You know?
Is it gonna be a place better than what the God said, man? Is there gonna be a place better than the land of Egypt, man? Gonna tell you there's a place better than the land of Egypt that nobody heard about? Yeah, it was. This is it's the land of Israel.
That's right. It says
Shalom, Mark.
it says, "And it shall come to pass when ye be come to the land which the Lord will give you, according as he had promised, that ye shall keep his service." And
the Most High made a promise, man. Promise Israel, I'm gonna give you your own land, so you gotta keep this Passover, the feast of unleavened bread, man, every year until the generation, until you pass away, and pass it on to your sons.
It says, "And it shall come to pass when your children shall say unto you, What mean ye by this service? Then ye..."
Your sons or your daughters gonna ask you, man, why do you keep this service, man? Why do you keep the Passover? And why do you keep the feast of unleavened bread?
It says that ye shall say, It is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the houses of the
You're
children.
gonna say to your son, if you got sons, or you got a daughter, man, he said, this is the sacrifice, man, of Yahweh Passat, man.
Yeah.
Who passed over the house of the children? Who going out?
It says, "Who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt."
In Egypt.
It says, "When he smote the Egyptians."
Mosai smote a lot of Egyptians, man. The Egyptian was a mighty nation, man. It was one of the biggest. It was the first kingdom, man. First wicked kingdom, first wicked nation to rule. They were rich in what? They were rich in gold, silver. They was the richest kingdom that ever. All the kingdom and the earth, brother, they was the richest kingdom, man. Egypt. At that time.
It says, "When he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses, and the people bowed the head and worshiped."
Yeah, so back then when they bow and worship who? The Most High. They know that the Most High wasn't playing, man.
Yep.
In that day.
And it says, "And the children of Israel went away and did as the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they."
So the children of Israel, man, went. Cause they see some. I sure they saw some of their brothers, man, and sisters was put to death. Not following the laws and commandments the Lord told them not to do, man. And that night, man, that night of mass murder of these Egyptians, man. And two-thirds of our people back then. Who's up?
So yeah, man, hey, man. You know, this Passover, man, from the days of Egypt, and we're going to be doing this forever and ever, man, as the scriptures say, man. All right, and we know the Passover is coming
very soon.
January, March the 19th, and we know we can't keep it 100%, but we're supposed to just, rehearse the righteous acts, man, to the best of our ability, and with that, what I'm saying, we just... hope you brothers been edified, what I'm saying? We want to give all praises due to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rabadash. And until